Fear is the silent thief that steals your dreams, whispering lies that keep you frozen at the edge of your destiny. It tells you to wait, to play it safe, to stay where you are. But greatness is not found in waiting. It is forged in the crucible of action, in the relentless choice to move forward even when your heart trembles. You are not here to be paralyzed by fear. You are here to conquer it, to force yourself to act, to seize the life you were born to live. Napoleon Hill, the relentless architect of human triumph, studied those who defied fear: Edison, Carnegie, Ford, Lincoln, men who faced the same trembling doubts but chose to act anyway, transforming their lives and the world. The power to take action, even when you're afraid, is not a gift reserved for the fearless. It is a skill, a muscle you build through deliberate, courageous choices. You stand at the precipice of your own transformation, fear roaring like a storm before you. Will you let it chain you, or will you force yourself to act, breaking through to the freedom on the other side? The choice is yours, and the time to move is now. Your mind is a battlefield, a forge where every thought is shaped into courage or cowardice. Hill taught that the mind is the starting point of all achievement, but it is also the cradle of all paralysis. Fear thrives here, planting seeds of doubt that grow into chains. What if you fail? What if you're not ready? What if they judge you? Most people surrender, their minds cluttered with these lies, waiting for fear to fade before they act. But your thoughts are not neutral. They are weapons, forging either paths to greatness or cages of inaction. Picture a storm, its winds howling, its waves crashing against a ship. Your mind is that ship. Steer it with purpose, fuel it with resolve, and it will sail through any tempest. But let it be tossed by fear, and it will founder on the rocks of regret. To force yourself to act, you must master your mind, choosing thoughts that ignite your courage, not those that feed your fear. Act as if your mind is already a disciplined forge, crafting the steel of action even when the storm rages. Belief is the spark that lights the forge. It is not a timid hope or a fleeting wish. It is a fire, a defiant conviction that you are capable of more. Hill called it faith, not in some distant force, but in the infinite potential within you. Fear tells you that you're not enough, that action will lead to failure, that staying still is safer. But look at those who forced themselves to act despite their fears. Abraham Lincoln, trembling under the weight of a fractured nation, believed he could lead it to unity. Walt Disney, facing bankruptcy and ridicule, believed in a mouse that would charm the world. They were not fearless, they were afraid, yet they acted anyway, their belief a flame that burned brighter than doubt. Belief is not about banishing fear, it is about trusting the strength within you. It is standing at the edge of a cliff and envisioning wings, staring at a blank page and seeing a masterpiece. Act as if you are already the warrior whose belief is a blazing fire, forcing you to act even when fear roars. Clarity is the lens that sharpens belief into purpose. Without it, you are a ship lost in fog, paralyzed by fear, never knowing which way to sail. Most people remain frozen, chasing vague desires or the approval of others, never defining what they're fighting for. Hill taught that desire is the spark of all achievement, but desire without direction is a wildfire, beautiful, but destructive. Picture your life as a vast, uncharted sea. Which star will you steer toward? Not the one society points to, not the one fear permits, but the one that sets your soul ablaze. Clarity is not a gift, it is a conquest, won by interrogating your heart. Why do you want to act? What is the life you're fighting for? Freedom, impact, legacy. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Let the answers cut through the fog like a beacon. Clarity is not a single epiphany, it is a fire, built question by question, choice by choice, until your destination burns as bright as the dawn. Act as if you are already the warrior who knows their course, and let clarity guide your actions through the storm of fear. Vision is clarity's air, the map that charts your course beyond fear. It is not enough to know why you want to act, you must see it, feel it, live it in your bones. Most people remain paralyzed, their visions clouded by fear, believing they don't deserve more. Vision is the warrior's battle plan, the artist's sketch, the composer's melody before the first note. Andrew Carnegie did not just want wealth, he saw steel bridges spanning rivers, factories humming with life, a nation transformed. His vision was so vivid it pulled him through betrayal and hardship, even when fear loomed large. Your vision must be just as real. Close your eyes. See the life you'll claim by acting, not the one fear holds you in, but the one that makes your heart thunder. See the success you'll build, the lives you'll touch, the legacy you'll leave. Write it down. Speak it into existence. Let it become a flame that fear cannot extinguish. Act as if you are already the warrior whose vision is a guiding star, forcing you to act through every trembling moment. Purpose is the fuel that feeds your vision. It is the why that makes the how possible. Fear thrives when you lack a reason to fight, whispering that staying still is easier than facing the unknown. Purpose is not a lofty ideal, it is a force, a North Star guiding you through the darkness. Viktor Frankl, who survived Auschwitz, said that those who found meaning could endure anything. Your purpose need not be grand, it need only be yours. It might be to secure your family's future, to create something that lasts, to prove to yourself what's possible. Hill studied Henry Ford, who did not just build cars, he built a legacy of progress, a world where movement was freedom. Ford's purpose was not profit, it was possibility, and it drove him to act despite fear. Find your why. Let it be the heartbeat of your journey, the fire that burns brighter than fear. Act as if you are already the warrior driven by a purpose so fierce it forces you to act, no matter how afraid you feel. Discipline is the steel that holds purpose in place. It is the daily choice to act over freeze, to move forward even when fear grips you. Most people remain paralyzed, waiting for fear to vanish or inspiration to strike, never building the muscle of action. Discipline is saying no to the comfort of inaction, showing up when you're trembling, when you're uncertain, when fear screams to stay still. Hill marveled at Thomas Edison, who faced 10,000 failures to invent the light bulb. Edison wasn't fearless, he was disciplined, acting through doubt day after day. You are not your fear. You are not your hesitation. You are your choices. Discipline is choosing to act when every fiber craves safety, acting as if you are already the warrior who commands their destiny. It is the daily deposit in the bank of your future self, the relentless vow that you will not betray your dreams. Act as if you are already the person whose discipline is a sharpened blade, forcing you to act through fear's grip. Action is discipline's air, the tangible strike that shatters fear's chains. Fear wants you to wait, to overthink, to stay frozen in the safety of the known. But action is not perfection, it is motion. The world rewards the bold, not the flawless. Hill's philosophy was about creating the moment, not waiting for it. Edison did not wait for certainty, he acted, failed, adjusted, acted again. Each failure was a strike, each strike a step toward victory. What is your next strike? Not the grand conquest, but the one action you can take today, even with fear clawing at your chest. Take it. Then take another. Momentum is a force of nature, and it begins with a single push. Action is the bridge between your mind and the world, the moment your vision takes root in reality. Act as if you are already the warrior who moves through fear, and let each step forge a path to greatness. Gratitude is the quiet power that keeps your fire burning through fear. It is not a shallow platitude, it is a lens, a way of seeing that transforms terror into tenacity. Hill believed that gratitude aligned the mind with abundance, tuning it to opportunity rather than lack. Fear focuses on what you might lose, blinding you to what you already have. Look around you. The breath in your lungs, the chance to act again, the lessons carved into your fears, they are treasures. Andrew Carnegie, at the height of his wealth, said his greatest riches were his ability to appreciate what he had. Gratitude does not erase fear, it gives you the strength to act through it. It reminds you that you are not a prisoner of your doubts, you are their conqueror. In the moments when fear feels overwhelming, pause. Breathe. Find one thing, no matter how small, that anchors you to hope. Let it ground you, and then act. Act as if you are already the warrior who finds gratitude in the struggle, and let it fuel your fire to move forward. Gratitude grounds you, its quiet power a steady flame that burns through fear's icy grip, urging you to act. The storm of doubt may howl, but you are not here to cower, you are here to move, to force yourself forward, to forge a life that echoes with purpose. Fear will not vanish on its own. It is a shadow that shrinks only when you step into the light of action. Every choice to act, every trembling step you take, is a strike against the chains that bind you. The world is not waiting for you to feel fearless, it is waiting for you to become unstoppable. Napoleon Hill's philosophy, carved from the triumphs of those who dared to act, is your guide. Action is the antidote to fear, and the power to take it lies within you. The battlefield of your life stretches before you, fear's shadow looming large. But you are a warrior, armed with a mind that can conquer anything. Force yourself to act, and watch the cage of fear crumble, one relentless step at a time. Adaptability is the agility that keeps your actions swift and true. Fear thrives on rigidity, whispering that you must cling to familiar paths, that change is too risky. But the journey to greatness is a shifting battlefield, demanding you pivot, adjust, and strike anew. Those who force themselves to act embrace change as a warrior embraces the ebb and flow of combat, using it to hone their strategy. Hill's contemporaries, like John D. Rockefeller, built empires not because they avoided disruption, but because they thrived in it. When markets shifted, when rivals rose, they adapted, innovated, acted. Darwin did not say the strongest survive, he said the most adaptable do. Your dreams will test you, plans will falter, obstacles will rise. That is not failure, it is the crucible of your growth. Learn from it. Shift your approach. Keep moving. The warrior who acts through fear is not rigid, they are fluid, like a river cutting through stone. Adaptability is not retreat, it is mastery, the relentless resolve to act no matter the terrain. Act as if you are already the warrior who bends without breaking, and fear's grip will weaken with every step. Resilience is adaptability's twin, the unyielding refusal to let fear's blows halt your advance. The path to action is strewn with setbacks, failures, rejections, moments when fear feels like a tidal wave. Most people freeze, believing these blows prove they're not enough, letting fear chain them to inaction. But resilience is the choice to rise, to act as if you are already the warrior who overcomes. Hill taught that every adversity carries the seed of an equivalent benefit, a hidden spark waiting to be kindled. Abraham Lincoln faced relentless loss, elections, loved ones, a nation at war, yet he acted, again and again, because his purpose was his shield. Your scars are not weaknesses, they are proof of your strength. Look at the fears you faced, the doubts you've pushed through, the moments you thought you couldn't go on. They are not your defeat, they are your forge. Find the seed in your setbacks. Nurture it. Let it fuel you. The world respects those who act, not those who never fall. Act as if you are already the warrior whose resilience is a blazing fire, forcing you to move through fear's shadow. Learning is the whetstone that sharpens your actions. The warrior who forces themselves to act is not static, they are a student, ever growing, ever refining their craft. Fear feeds on ignorance, whispering that you don't know enough, that you're not ready. Most people remain paralyzed, fearing the effort of growth or believing they've learned all they need. Hill spent decades studying the successful Edison, Carnegie, Ford, not to idolize them, but to dissect their methods. He was a student until the end, and so must you be. Learning is not a chore, it is a rebellion against fear, a refusal to let ignorance halt your advance. Read. Listen. Question. Seek mentors, not to follow blindly, but to stand on their shoulders. Thomas Edison's genius was not a gift, it was sharpened, experiment by experiment, book by book. Every experience is a lesson, failures teach more than successes, critics sharpen more than compliments. Embrace them. Let them refine you. Act as if you are already the warrior who craves growth, who sees every lesson as a spark to fuel their fire. The universe opens its secrets to those who learn with relentless courage. Courage is the heartbeat of action, the force that drives you to act even when fear grips your soul. It is not the absence of fear, but the choice to move through it. Fear is a cunning foe, whispering that the risks are too great, the stakes too high, the outcome too uncertain. Most people remain frozen, waiting for fear to vanish before they act. But courage is the fire that burns through fear, the decision to act as if you are already the warrior who conquers. Hill studied men like Henry Ford, who faced ridicule for his horseless carriage, yet acted, undeterred by the world's laughter. Courage is not a feeling, it is a choice, a vow to move even when your heart races. J.K. Rowling, rejected by 12 publishers, could have let fear bury her manuscript. Instead, she acted as if she were already the author who would change the world, and that courage birthed Harry Potter, a phenomenon that enchanted millions. Your courage is your power. Act, and fear will bow. Move, and the path will appear. Act as if you are already the warrior whose fire cannot be quenched, and let your courage force you through every trembling moment. Auto-suggestion is the silent bellows that stokes your courage. Hill taught that the subconscious mind is a fertile garden, and every thought you plant takes root. Fear thrives on negative seeds, letting doubt and hesitation grow into chains that bind you. Most people remain paralyzed, their minds overrun by these weeds, never choosing to act. Auto-suggestion is not wishful thinking, it is a deliberate act of planting the seeds of action. Oprah Winfrey, born into poverty and pain, could have believed she was nothing. Instead, she spoke a different truth. She stood before mirrors, before empty rooms, and declared her worth. I am destined for greatness, she told herself, and her mind listened. That belief fueled her actions, carrying her from a small-town newsroom to a global empire. You are the gardener of your soul. Speak to yourself with conviction. Write your vision in bold letters. Say, I am stronger than my fear. I act. I conquer. Let those words sink into your core. They are not empty, they are the fuel of your transformation. Act as if you are already the warrior whose mind is a blazing furnace, forcing you to act through fear's shadow. Mastermind alliances are the warriors who fight beside you, strengthening your resolve to act. Hill believed that no one conquers fear alone. Your decision to act is a flame, but it burns brighter when surrounded by others who share your fire. Most people remain frozen, surrounded by doubters who amplify their fears, fearing the effort of seeking better allies. A mastermind is not a casual gathering, it is a legion of minds, a circle of dreamers who challenge you, sharpen you, lift you higher. Andrew Carnegie surrounded himself with advisors who were smarter than he was. He did not fear their brilliance, he harnessed it, acting to build an empire that transformed a nation. Look at your circle. Are they weights or wings? Do they fuel your fear or ignite your action? Seek those who see your potential, who hold you accountable, who refuse to let you stay still. Steve Jobs did not build Apple alone, he had Wozniak, designers, visionaries who shared his dream. Your mastermind might be mentors, peers, even the wisdom of books. Act as if you are already the warrior who forges alliances that fuel their fire, and let them carry you to battlegrounds you cannot conquer alone. Sacrifice is the price of your fire's endurance. Forcing yourself to act through fear demands a trade, a willing exchange of comfort for conquest. Most people remain paralyzed, unwilling to let go of the familiar, believing they can act without cost. Hill studied men like Thomas Edison, who sacrificed sleep, security, and approval to chase his vision. Sacrifice is not loss, it is investment. Serena Williams sacrificed parties, rest, the carefree life of youth to train, to compete, to win. She acted as if she were already a legend, and it made her one. What are you willing to give up? The late night scrolling? The toxic thoughts that feed your fear? The safety of staying still? Sacrifice is not punishment, it is power. Every no to the trivial is a yes to your destiny. Act as if you are already the warrior who pays the price without hesitation, and the universe will reward your resolve with the strength to act. Time is the forge's fire that fuels your actions. Most people remain frozen, wasting hours in distractions, procrastination, or the demands of others, hoping fear will fade on its own. Hill warned that drifting, living without purpose, is the greatest tragedy of all. The clock is ticking, not to scare you, but to awaken you. Marie Curie, toiling in a freezing shed, discovered radium because she treated time like gold. She acted as if every moment mattered, and it changed the world. Audit your days. Where does your time go? Does it fuel your actions, or does it feed your fear? Cut what does not matter. Protect your hours like a fortress. Time is not your enemy, it is your fire, and every moment is a chance to act. Act as if each second is a step toward your destiny, and let your relentless fire burn through fear's chains. Persistence is the relentless rhythm of your strikes. The journey to acting through fear is not a single swing, it is a battle, demanding you keep moving through setbacks, doubts, and exhaustion. Most people remain paralyzed, quitting when fear grows fierce, believing the struggle proves they're unworthy. Hill called persistence the sustained effort that builds faith, the refusal to let fear halt your advance. Elon Musk watched his first rockets explode, his companies teeter on the edge of collapse. Yet he persisted, acting as if he were already the visionary who would change the world. Persistence is not about never faltering, it is about acting again every time you do. The world will block your path, mock your ambition, tempt you to quit. But persistence is the voice that says, "Not today." It is the courage to take one more step, to act one more time, to force yourself forward as if the next action will shatter fear's grip. Keep striking, your resolve a thunder that shakes the battlefield, one relentless day at a time. Faith, once more, is the ember that keeps your persistence alive. It is the unshakable belief that you can act through fear, that your actions will lead to the life you deserve. Hill's philosophy was rooted in this truth: faith in yourself is the fire that fuels every step. Nelson Mandela's faith was not just in a free nation, but in his own strength to act toward it. Your faith must be a fortress, impervious to fear's assaults. Act as if you are already the warrior whose belief is so fierce it forces action, no matter the storm. Imagination, revisited, is the spark that reignites your vision when fear clouds your path. The warrior who acts through fear sees beyond the immediate, crafting a future that fear cannot touch. Walt Disney's imagination was not dimmed by his fears, it was fueled by them, driving him to act. Act as if you are already the dreamer whose vision burns so brightly it forces action, and let your imagination guide your strikes. Influence is the flame you share with the world. Your actions through fear are not just for you, they are a beacon, inspiring others to break free. Malala Yousafzai's decision to act despite fear sparked a global movement. Your influence is your legacy in motion. Act as if you are already the warrior whose fire ignites others, and let your actions ripple through the world. Commitment is the vow that keeps your fire burning. It is the promise to act through fear, no matter the cost. Carnegie's commitment was not to wealth, but to a vision that outlived him. Act as if you are already the warrior whose resolve forces action, and let your commitment be the bellows that fuels your flame. Joy is the warmth of your fire's endurance. The fight against fear is not a grim toll, it is a celebration of the warrior you're becoming. Disney's joy was not in his success, but in the act of creating it. Act as if you are already the warrior who finds joy in the struggle, and let it illuminate your path. Connection is the legion that strengthens your fire. Your actions are amplified by those who share your fight. Martin Luther King Jr.'s fire burned brighter because of the millions who acted with him. Act as if you are already the warrior who builds bridges, and let your connections fan your flame. Humility is the quiet strength that keeps your fire pure. It is the recognition that your fight is part of a larger war. Carnegie's humility allowed him to learn from all. Act as if you are already the warrior who listens, and let humility sharpen your blade. Infinite intelligence is the divine spark that fuels your purpose. Hill believed your mind could tap into a universal wisdom. Curie's discoveries came from acting as if she were already connected to this source. Act as if you are already the warrior who receives these gifts, and let infinite intelligence guide your actions. Legacy is the fire you leave burning on the battlefield. Your actions, sparked by one relentless choice, are not just for today, they are a beacon for tomorrow. Malala Yousafzai's legacy was her decision to act as if she were a voice for eternity. Your legacy is the lives you touch, the fears you help others conquer. Act as if you are already the warrior whose fire will burn forever, and let it shape the world. Now, stand on the battlefield of your life. Look back at the fears you've conquered, the doubts you've burned, the actions you've taken, each one a strike against the cage. They are not accidents. They are the forge that shaped you. You are not the prisoner who stood trembling in fear. You are a warrior, a creator, a flame. The world is not the same because you chose to act. But this is not the end, it is the beginning. Your fire is not yours to hoard, it is a gift to the world, a legacy to ignite generations. Close your eyes. See the life you were born to live, not the one fear tried to chain you to, but the one you deserve. See the empire you'll build, the lives you'll touch, the legacy you'll leave. Feel the heat of your fire, the weight of your purpose, the pulse of your destiny. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not when fear fades, but now. The clock is ticking, not to limit you, but to remind you, you have everything you need. Your mind is the forge, your belief the flame, your actions the hammer. What will you create? Step forward. Force yourself to take action, even when you're afraid. Claim your greatness with every breath, every choice, every strike. The world is not waiting for you to feel fearless, it is waiting for you to act fearless. You are not here to drift, to doubt, to remain caged. You are here to rise, to create, to blaze. Go now. Set the universe alight with your fire. Your time is now.